What if, because these are stuck in here, that they stuck it on the wrong connector? Is that a possibility? I think that's a possibility. What is up, YouTubians? All right, what we got here is this unsure of the year Chevy Tahoe. So what's going on is, I believe it's a crank no start. The story of it is great. The customer, he had timing chain replaced for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't remember what he said about that. And irregardless, I'm not too worried about why they put the timing chains on it. Right now, I'm just worried about what's going on. So he said it was driving fine for a couple of weeks. And then it just died out of nowhere on him. Just driving down the road, it died. So, all right, no big deal. So he gets it home. And he started looking at it, couldn't figure it out. He put a few parts in it. He said, I don't know exactly. I think he said an ignition control module and a coil, and he couldn't get it running. So then he had a couple other technicians come out. I was supposed to come out a couple weeks ago, but for whatever reason, I think he needed it sooner. Those technicians, they were other mobile mechanics. They didn't know what was going on, or he didn't trust them because of what they said. I don't know. I wasn't here. So another one where we're going to have to go behind a couple of people and a couple of things. But I think right now our main concern is we need to just kind of pretend that nobody has touched it and that nobody has done anything to it, and just kind of evaluate it for what it is. So let's get all these things popped back together, as we know these don't run with all this stuff disconnected. Let's do our basics. Oh, see if we have any fuel pressure. Okay, not very much fuel pressure. That concerns me a little. And come to think of it, he did text me and say that somebody came out and put a junkyard spider assembly in it. I don't know how true that is, but maybe. I don't know, man. I think it's out of time. We'll have to confirm that, but let's get some spark check real quick. I don't think I'll be able to see it, so I'm probably going to have to use you guys again here. Okay, so it does not look like we have any spark coming out of this thing, which is consistent with me spraying it and nothing. So this does have a crank sensor. Let's get a scanner out. Okay, engine. We'll do federal emissions, code menu, display codes. No communication. No comm. Well, that's fun. Sugar Shack. See if we can communicate with the ABS. No codes in the ABS. No comm with the engine module. Okay, well that definitely poses a different ball game altogether. Yep, no comm. That's why it won't run. Okay. Shit brick. All right, let's go see what we got. Here's our rusty trusty PCM. probably why it's unplugged. That's cool. Who the fuck? Okay. This blue connector is unplugged on the bottom. And the clip is broke on it. That's why it won't click in place. Let's go see if we got communication now. Nope, no communication. Oh my God. All these pins are pulled out and backed out. Who the fuck worked on this? Sorry for the cussing. Jesus, man. Look at these pins. This one's pushed down, that one's bent over. The clip for it's in here. This probably isn't even the only problem. This was probably created by a bunch of people touching it that shouldn't touch cars. Nope, still no communication. All right, we're gonna check grounds first, which is connector 3, which is clear, but it's actually labeled as white. I'm hooked up to battery over there. You can see I touch ground and I got it. Okay, so ground on this one. Yep, I'm gonna need some glasses. Okay, well it says clear 17 and 18, but there's nothing in 17 and 18. All right, so connector 4. Let's go look at that real quick. All right, so yeah, 13's brown and 18 is pink. All right, so that's correct. I don't know why the other one is not correct, though. So let's at least check that. Let me hook up to ground. I gotta turn the key back on. Let's at least plug this one back in. because it's pretty jacked up. All right, keys on. I got power. So let's back pin in here. I got power on that. I got power on that. Okay. Why is this asking me stuff? So, again, connector 3. Let's just confirm I'm picking the right thing here. I was looking at it. Connector 3, pins 1 through 20. Yeah, 17 and 18 are supposed to be grounds, black and white. But those are on this connector, which is the blue. I don't know if that's pins. Yeah, pin 17 and 18 on this connector, which is blue, are those. And then pin 21 through 32, which tells us that we should have a battery feed on 21, which is orange. Is not on that connector, but this one is correct. So let's check this orange line, which is a battery feed. We have battery feed. I will test the integrity of that afterwards, but I'm just checking for preliminary. So let's check to see if we can get some oh, it came off. We check grounds on these two. Got ground on that one. I got ground on that one. What if, because these are stuck in here, that they stuck it on the wrong connector? Is that a possibility? I think that's a possibility. I think that's a huge possibility. And we're going to confirm it if we can, because this thing is all fudged up. Let's try to confirm exactly which connector is which, because for all I know, the other ones are messed up too. Let's go back to the vehicle beginning, go to diagrams. We're going to go to connector views. Engine control module. Oops. All right, so blue is connector 1. All right, so we're looking for pin 3, which is a brown and white. Okay, that's this one. So this one's blue. Wait a minute. No, wait, it was wrong. They were in the wrong spot. Because this one has the orange, which is our battery power, which was in this connector before, in the blue spot, in the beginning when I was diagnosing. Yeah. So pin 3 on this connector is blue. That's right here. Because, I mean, obviously, all that is probably not wrong. It's who's ever touching the damn car. So let's go to pin 3, which is clear. Because in the beginning, do you remember I said that the 17 and 18 was on the wrong connector? And I had ground on it? Now that I've moved all of it around, this one's going to go into the clear spot. and 17 and 18 are the black with white. And I tested those over here before, and now I'm putting them here. Man, someone really did fudge this thing up. But all these connections are not sticking good in this this terminal here. He needs to get new locks for it. So let's get this plugged in, and then let's try to push our connections down better. Oh, shit. Because our pins are backing out, and that's definitely a problem we're gonna have to deal with here. Like this one here. Like, what number is this? 16. Automatic transmission line is kicking back, so at least it's not one of our like powers or grounds, but it's definitely not good. This is, you know, none of this is good. It's probably all making really bad connections here. Just trying to make sure our powers are at least confirmed they're in there, because these two don't matter over here. I mean, they matter, but they don't matter as far as our powers and grounds. But they could matter with our comm lines. Who knows? Yeah, still no connection with that. No, he's not on. I got communication back. Hell yeah, man. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Stupid cars. And look, I got 5 volts. Oh, man. That did turn out to be a really cool diagnosis. Now, I don't know if it's going to run, but you got to be kidding me, man. Jesus. Now, watch. That wasn't the original problem. That's just something that somebody came out and touched, shouldn't have touched, and screwed it all up. And let's see. That was stupid. Oh my God, I had the stupid coil unplugged. Not for the whole time, just for that last bit when I was checking timing. All right, so you might be wondering why the heck I just said I checked timing before. So just giving you a little bit of extra insight here. There was more to this video. It would have been like 2 hours long. I checked a lot of other stuff before I finally got this thing running. We got the communication back with the PCM, but that's not his original concern. Somebody else that touched this vehicle created that concern. His original concern was that the vehicle died while he was driving down the road. But because originally he couldn't wait for me to get there, somebody else had come out. That's who screwed up the PCM connections, amongst other stuff. I found the brake booster vacuum hose was unplugged. I found other vacuum lines that were broken off because someone took the intake off and put a junkyard spider in, and then come to find out that they took it off again and put the original spider back in because they didn't know what they were doing and they couldn't fix the truck. So I double-checked timing just in case anybody had touched it, because it was sounding so sluggish when I was cranking it earlier. Just turned out it was from, lack of power in the jump box, but I was covering my bases. So that's why I said that, and why you didn't see a lot of that stuff, because like I said, I don't feel like making an hour and a half, 2 hour long video, and it really didn't matter. But I'll give you this bit of that information now. So I did all that stuff to try to cover my butt, make sure that when we did try to finally fire this thing, we were going to be successful and not run down another rabbit hole, because you guys see me do that way too much and I don't need to do that anymore. But anyway, we got everything going, so go ahead and finish up the video and I'll see you at the end. Man, let me plug this in. just take my spark tester off real quick. There you go. All right, so definitely my theory was right on the spark plugs. I just screwed up this last bit because I forgot to plug the coil back in after I tested when I was doing for the top dead center. That was why it wouldn't fire, and so we had it technically fixed at that point. So, man, there's a vacuum leak somewhere. I can hear it. Yep, right on that little valve. Shut it off real quick. I don't know if something is supposed to be hooked up there or not, but let's get this off while we're at it, because we don't need that on it no more. Let's cover this up. So whoever did the intake either didn't hook a vacuum line back up, or there was supposed to be a cap on it, because this vacuum line was off in the beginning. You guys remember that. There's no vapor line diagrams up here anywhere. And I don't really remember if there's supposed to be vacuum lines in this thing or not. I'm just gonna go grab a cap and I'm gonna cap it because I'm not gonna fart with it. We'll let him deal with that. We did our job. We diagnosed it, fixed it, and all that good, happy stuff. All in all, everything looking to be pretty good right now. Idle's good. I had a couple codes, which was the things I left unplugged like an idiot. I left the map sensor unplugged also. Didn't realize that. So this does have a code for a cam crank correlation problem, the P1345. We are gonna clear them and we'll see if any of this stuff comes back in time. That wasn't my job. My job was to get it running, and I got it running. So, well, he'll deal with that at another time, or I will another time, because I'm done. I went way over my hour of diagnosis time here, but that's because I was really intrigued about this job. Not all the time, I lie. All the time I get intrigued about certain diagnosis jobs because I love it. But this one was a little different. Right from the get-go, we saw that that PCM connection had a problem, and I don't know who did it. I'm not going to suspect anybody. All I'm going to say is that whoever touched it shouldn't touch it, because they didn't have the right stuff to make sure they were putting things back, or they weren't paying attention. But hey, we're all subject to that. I do that all the time. I sometimes don't pay attention on what I was doing. For instance, the coil. I completely forgot that I unplugged the coil because I was trying to jump ahead. Just, is it gonna run? Is it gonna run? Is it gonna run? And then I got caught up in the fact that I had no power to start the vehicle. So I was stressing about that, and I took a second. Calm down, pay attention to what you're doing. And I remembered that that had to be plugged in. So we're gonna let it run for a little bit to charge up the battery. I need to clean up all my tools. I gotta call the customer and let him know what's going on. But man, I'm super stoked that this thing is running. I'm really happy about it. This video better skyrocket, so you guys better share it. Let people know about stuff like this, especially when you've got multiple people touching the vehicle. So I'm really glad I took the time and was able to figure it out and get it fixed for this kid. I'm super stoked about it. I'm super happy. So I can't say enough about it. But anyway, if you liked the video, it's going to be a longer one. I know it, but just stick with it. And I appreciate you guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next job.